It's a Saturday morning, the sun is shining, I've got my PJs on, matchas ready, under eye patches, skincare done, I'm feeling myself. I've had the slowest morning routine ever. I do have a super jam-packed day ahead with work and stuff, but I literally couldn't stop thinking this morning about how grateful I was to just take this morning at a slow pace. This entire week has been the busiest. It's literally been wake up, shower, put makeup on, go, 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 go. And to just take time and like taking my supplements, eating my breakfast, making myself a cup of tea this morning, and just easing into filming whenever I wanted to. Feeling hella grateful right now, and I'm having a great time. But anyways, for today's video, I wanted to do a little catch-up chatty Q&A with you guys, just to catch you guys up on what I'm up to, how I'm feeling. I just love to do these every now and then so that you can get to know me a little bit better. Anytime I've done them in the past, you guys have always really liked them, so definitely let me know what you thought of this one in the comments below. If you didn't get the chance to ask a question, then go over to Instagram and follow me at tamkaur, because I always ask you guys to send me questions on either my stories or my broadcast channel. Okay, I have all of my questions here on my phone, so let's just get right into it. Okay, this first question is the best one to start with. Somebody asked, how is your life? No, like actually, what are your deepest thoughts and how are you actually doing? I love it. You're here for the tea. You're here for the truth and the full picture, and I am here to give it to you. Honestly, my first thought when looking at this question is, I'm loving life. I really, really am, but not in the sense that life is perfect and I've got everything and that I have no problems whatsoever and I'm just the happiest I've ever been. That's not true. There are so many things in my life that obviously I want to improve. I'm working so hard because there are still things I want for myself, for my life, for the way that I live, 100%. But I feel like super happy and super grateful because I think I finally mastered how to just be content in the phase that I'm in, because I have so much trust for where I'm going and the fact that I am gonna get every single thing that I want, that I'm just happy with the journey. I'm happy with where I am right now because I know it's so temporary. When you ask me about my deepest thoughts, it kind of links into that. Like, sometimes I'm just sitting in this living room, or I'm playing with matcha, or I'm sitting with Boyf and we're doing nothing together. And even that makes me so grateful because I'm like, who knows how long this is gonna last? Who knows how long we're gonna be in this apartment for? Matcha's gonna grow up. She's never gonna look like the little kitty that she is right now. You know, our careers are gonna evolve over time. We're gonna evolve over time, and we're gonna look back at this very moment that is so casual and such a normal routine day in our life, and we're gonna miss it. That's honestly how I've been looking at my life a lot recently. So I am actually doing very, very well, but to keep it super real, of course there are things I'm struggling with. I would actually be disappointed if there weren't things I was struggling with, because in my opinion that would mean I'm living life on easy mode and I'm just staying way too comfortable. To me, struggle is so important. It means that I'm trying new things and I'm growing throughout that process. Oh, this actually links into the second question, which is, what motivates you to keep going? Honestly, growth and potential are the first two words that come to mind. I'm so addicted to the process of seeing how far I can go and who I can become. Over the last few years, if I were to like look back on how I've evolved, I'm honestly shocked at how far I've come in such a short amount of time. And I'm not even talking about success or accomplishments or awards or like, you know, 1 million subscribers or material things. They're all great. I'm just talking about like who I've evolved to be personally, like the traits that I have and the fears that I've overcome and the new things that I'm doing that I honestly thought I would never be able to do. Even the things that used to hurt me and pain me so much that I've healed over. The situations I'm putting myself in, like finally sticking with therapy was a huge thing for me. So the motivation for me is always, I wonder who I'm gonna become and I can't wait to see where it takes me. Okay, third question. Somebody asked, okay, so when is Self-Obsessed journal releasing? And I love this because basically I put out these questions before I even announced that I was bringing out a journal. So this person found the Instagram account for the journal before anybody even knew about it. So shout out to you. So at the time of filming, there's the wait list that's available on my website, tamkaur.com, that everybody's signing up to so that you can get notified when it does launch and release. It's not gonna be available in time for Christmas, but it is gonna be available for the start of your 2025 so that you can level up and grow and become the very best version of yourself. I'm so excited, and I was also so adamant that everybody would be able to order in time for New Year's, because I know how important it is to like have those routines from the get-go. I'm all about that. And there are going to be multiple journals. This is actually the first time I've said this. They'll be releasing over the next few years, because obviously it's a long process, and they're all gonna have a very different theme. I know a lot of you have asked me about manifestation. I would love to bring out a manifestation journal. The first one is called Obsessed with Growth. So the entire theme of it is basically up-leveling your self-growth. You're gonna be an entirely different version of yourself after it, and all of the techniques and the way that I've laid it out and the whole strategy I've applied to designing this specific journal, along with the instructions at the start of it, is specifically to help you grow as a person. The journal itself will last you 5 to 6 months. So literally in half a year, that's all it's gonna take. I think if you're only ever gonna buy one journal in your life, it should be this, because it includes a bit of everything. It has your gratitude to raise your vibration. It has techniques inside of it to help you grow. And every week you get a manifestation page within it as well. I want to know more about your morning routines. You look productive and calm at the same time. Oh, I love this question. I am feeling myself and my routines and everything right now. I do have multiple videos on my vlog channel about my morning routine and kind of how it's slightly changed and adapted over time. All of those core habits, like reading in the morning, taking my supplements, having tea, having a matcha, meditating, working out, all still solid things I do most mornings. However, there's been a slightly new addition which has really added to the calm element of my day, and has just also helped me to really tap into my feminine energy, which is one, I've really been investing in my appearance at home, which you guys would have seen bits and bobs of over my vlogs over the last few months. So like even buying these PJs from Victoria's Secret, or investing in really nice loungewear from Skims, like matching sets. Recently, I've also made my skincare routine in the morning so much longer, and not in terms of adding more products in. I'm dry brushing, I'm coming out, lathering myself in body oil, then body moisturizer, then body spray, and then now I've got a hairspray, and it's all these little rituals that make me feel good, because I'm pouring so much time into myself first thing in the morning, and I'm really investing in myself rather than what I used to do, which is honestly just what stressed me out, which is wake up, run, go, go, go. Like I just need to get ready for the day and start my work as soon as possible. Work's gonna be there. It's always gonna be there, but you deserve to give yourself at least an hour in the morning where you can take your time getting ready and having these little rituals that just make you feel girly and that like life is fun. Also in the morning, sometimes I listen to my affirmations playlist on Spotify, which you guys can follow right here. But I also have my morning sassy time playlist. So these are like really sassy songs, girly songs, like pop music. Now mornings are honestly just about pleasure and fun and hopping around and wearing my like LED mask and doing a little boogie. I love it. That is what it's about. It doesn't need to be serious, and it doesn't need to be productive 100% of the time. Okay, next question. We're gonna start getting a little bit deep now, guys. This person's asking about my experience in having boy best friends, male friends, what are my thoughts and life advice on it. I really wanted to answer this question because I had a strong opinion for most of my life that I really loved my male friendships, and I had so many male friendships at different phases of my life, and they meant so much to me. But now I have a very different opinion. And I'm not saying this because like, oh, I'm in a relationship so I can't have male best friends. Like, no, that's BS. I'm always gonna die on the hill that all of this argument and this controversy around if you're in a relationship, you can't have friends of the opposite gender. Oh my God, please, please. Like, I do get, you know, some people are weird with friends of the opposite gender. Totally not denying that. But just don't be with those people, you know what I mean? Like, let's stop controlling what other people do. Literally hate it. I've had boyfriends in the past where I've gotten along with their female friends and we're all good, and it never went wrong in that aspect. So that's my opinion on that. But with male friendships in general, my stance on this now is we can be friends in like an acquaintance type of way. You're never gonna be my best friend, let me tell you that. For a multitude of reasons. Number one, female friendships to me now, I feel like I'm appreciating them more and understanding the value and the depth of them more as I grow older. Not gonna lie, I had like a lot of trauma around female friendships when I was younger. It was just back to back like betrayals or bad situations, which just made me very mistrustful, which is unfortunate because I feel like to survive as a woman, you need a strong network of female friends. So to deny yourself that experience is really sad. But I've really been working on myself to allow myself to be vulnerable in those spaces again. And it's been effing incredible. Once you experience that, you realize that male friendships are always gonna fall short. Having said that, There are some men in my life that are amazing and inspiring in what they do, in their thoughts. They're hilarious and I love spending time with them. But to be completely honest, in a much smaller capacity, because I mean, a few years ago when I had certain male like besties, right? People who I really held in such high regard. Why do they always fancy you? Like what? I was so confused. That honestly has made me so mistrustful, because there have been so many situations where I'm like, there is no reason and no sign or signal that I have given you for you to like me in that way. That is so gross. And it's just honestly a horrible experience, because you trust somebody to talk to them and spend that time with them. The whole time they're looking at you in a different way. Ugh, it's just not the vibe. Like, if you're gonna think like that, at least be upfront and tell me it. Like, oh. Right now in my life, I have one main male friendship. We have been literally such close friends since we were 10 years old. We met in school. We had classes together all throughout secondary school and college. He now lives in Dubai, so we see each other twice a year. I actually saw him yesterday. That's so funny. We have a great catch up and then we go about our lives, and I love it. And we've been in each other's lives for so long that the thought of being anything other than friends would both make us want to vomit. What advice would you give to your 17-year-old self? Okay, putting myself in the shoes of my 17-year-old self, she had just started dating seriously. She was getting into her very first relationship. She was so socially awkward. She did not feel attractive in the slightest, which is exactly why her first boyfriend didn't even like her, but she was delulu enough to be with him anyway, because she just wanted somebody to like her. Like, that is the space I was in at 17 years old, which is fine. I don't hold any embarrassment or shame around putting myself in those experiences or making those choices, because I'm like, literally, what did I know? And to criticize who I used to be because she isn't where I am now is so mean to my younger self. The advice I would give to her would honestly be probably to focus on herself more, because that was the turning point of my life. The second that I stepped away from male validation, the second that I stopped thinking that I had to date someone or had to be in a relationship to be normal. Once I stepped away from that ideal and just spent time with myself and solo dated, I became so powerful and so confident and so strong. And I finally got to know myself and I developed a sense of self. And it just protected me from such low vibrational situations and people that I was repeatedly around when I was a teenager. So yeah, I mean, I'm a big person that's like, I have no regrets, but to my 17-year-old self, I would want her to be on that journey from that point in time. And I would just, oh my God, I would just reassure her as to how beautiful she is and how worthy she is, and reassure her that she has so much value and so much power, and she is so intelligent and she is ahead of her time, and oh my God, all these things that she just didn't know about herself because she had no self-love. How do you detox from social media, and how do you handle so much engagement while staying at peace? Oh my God. You know what? You guys are asking amazing questions. I love this. It's so important. So my current relationship with social media is, I honestly, every single day, I only go on there to post. And that's only on certain platforms. Like on Instagram, all of my in-feed posts are scheduled. I batch all of my content to go out scheduled every Sunday. That includes like YouTube as well. So I don't even need to click on the platforms a lot to post. And then I'll go on it like a couple of times to just see what you guys are saying and respond to your comments. And then I'll take all of my content for my stories every single day on my phone, and then I'll upload it all in one go. So by doing those things, I drastically decrease the amount of time I'm spending on social media. I very rarely read comments on any posts of mine that go viral, and especially my comments on my main channel, just because it attracts a lot of people that don't actually subscribe to me. Whereas I will say the most time I ever spent looking at comments is the comments on this channel, because we have such a cute little community. So it's such a safe space. But yeah, I do limit it, because you just never know what you're gonna see. And whilst it's never gonna make me question whether I'm doing something right, because I know exactly who I am, and it's not gonna make me cry, I do believe that, of course, I'm gonna try and lower my exposure to any negativity from anyone. You can't fully remove it from your life when you're on social media, but you can remove yourself from it as much as possible if you're spending less time on social media. Next question is, how do you maintain work-life balance? So with balance, a really big lesson I learned was balance does not mean 50-50. That's quite literally impossible. Balance is completely personal and different to everybody, depending on what your capacity is and your values and what you need to feel fulfilled and like your cup is filled. To me, I'm very driven when it comes to work. I genuinely love working. It's exactly why I keep doing new things, even though I've got so much on my plate, right? Like, I had one YouTube channel that was growing at such a rapid pace, my main channel, and I still decided to start this channel. Is it double the load of content and editing and all of that? 100%, but I did it regardless because I just wanted to creatively challenge myself, and I just wanted to fill my time with something that I genuinely enjoy, which is working and which is coming up with new ideas. So to me, balance always looks like majority of my week is work. When it comes to balancing the life part of it, it's having the slow morning routine. That helps me start my day in such a calm headspace. It's switching off around 2 hours before bed to chill with boyf, or go on a walk, or phone a friend, or I'll sit here and I'll write in front of the TV. However, all throughout the day I am working. That also includes Saturdays. And then if I feel like life is really, really busy, I will try to make sure that all of Sunday is mine. Like no texts, no emails, no work, no even thinking about work. And that's that. What have you been working on recently? Any new projects? Again, this was asked before anybody knew about the journal. All I've been working on recently is the journal, just, you know, finalizing the design. It's currently being made and shipped over now to my fulfillment center, which is so exciting. Aside from the journal, obviously I've been working on writing all of the editions of my newsletter, Self-Obsessed Scoop, which you guys can check out in the link in the description, which is a fortnightly newsletter. And that takes many, many hours of writing because it's like links and resources in there, there's a success story in there, there's so many different moving parts to it that I really have to like immerse myself in one topic. It's like a whole other YouTube video basically. And just doing those two things has kept me very, very busy. For the new year, I don't have any plans to introduce any new projects. The goal for me, at least for the first quarter of the year, I'm not trying to think beyond the first quarter of the year because I'll assess when that time comes. So yeah, for the next 3 months, it's journal, journal, journal. I'm so passionate about it now that it's coming out. There's just so much to do. There's so much content to create around it. I'm literally so excited. How do you deal with hate/criticism? By the way, love your content. Thank you so much. So dealing with hate and criticism, it's like what I said about social media. I just try not to look at it. If I'm starting to really comment and I know it's starting negatively, off. I just don't need to see that. I don't need that energy in my life. I work way too damn hard on controlling my energy and my thoughts. I'm not gonna let random things infiltrate that if I can control it. However, if I am seeing things like unintentionally, or, you know, it always happens when I get a piece of content that goes viral and everybody loves to hate on it, I have a new kind of practice where I'll read a comment, because guys, these haters, they have next level time on their hands. It's never like a 1-word comment or like a 1 sentence, it's a paragraph. It's a paragraph on why what you're doing is so wrong and blah, 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 and why you're so offensive. I look at it and I send them a good thought for a number of reasons. I found that this works for me because, one, it helps me step out of a victim mindset that I could so easily step into, because I'm like, oh my god, this is so unfair, why are people hating on me? It's fine, people can have their opinion. So if I send them that good thought, it's me receiving their negative energy and turning it into something positive and not taking it as a, oh my god, I can't believe you would do this to me. That's one way of kind of taking control of the situation. 2, I genuinely mean it when I'm trying to send them some sort of good energy, because yes, while they are being incredibly rude and hurtful, the truth about haters is that they are in such a low place in your life you could not even imagine. For somebody to get to a place in their life where they see something online that they could so easily scroll past, but they just have to say something, you have to be in a really, really miserable place in your life. And it's also that I'm like, I hope you heal, I hope you get better soon. And that's a horrible thing for somebody to go through, that they feel the need to do that. So that's how I deal with it. I don't make it about me and I don't take it personally, so it can't affect you. How do you keep your boyfriend treating you like a princess long term? Well, one, I'm very, very lucky that my boyfriend is very self-aware. So like, if we have a week where we've just been so busy that we haven't gone on a date in like 5-6 days, he'll fully like pull me to the side and be like, I know I haven't taken you on a date. I've just been so busy. And he was like, I'm gonna schedule time really, really soon to make a plan. And I'm always like, relax, it's fine. But he always holds himself accountable. And it's like with his routines and with his work, he's checking everything is in place. He uses our relationship as one of those things to have those check-ins. And speaking of check-ins, we also do monthly check-ins. So we track when our month anniversary is. And when we do have our month anniversary, we ask each other, you know, how are things going? What's working? What's not working? What would you like to change? What do you need from me? And I think having those vulnerable conversations really helps, because if I were to say like, I wish you were there for me in this way, he can fix it and vice versa. But yeah, with this question, I don't think there's anything I actively try to do. I think if things were not really right in the relationship and I wasn't happy for whatever reason, then it's absolutely my responsibility to communicate that. But there's no strategy, there's nothing that I fully try to do. I chose somebody who actively wants to do it. So honestly, that's my answer. Choose somebody who wants to show up as a boyfriend and not just have a girlfriend. How do you maintain long distance relationships slash friendships? Love your podcast. Thank you. I'm gonna be so for real. I suck at this really, really bad. One of my biggest weaknesses in the world. And I used to feel so guilty about it for a really, really long time. And I've always tried to communicate with my favorite people that it's just an expectation that I am never gonna be able to fulfill. And I know that might not sound great, but that is just me keeping it real, and that is just me being honest about my capabilities. I am not a big texter, never have been. I really don't enjoy it. I went through phases where I really tried, and I just can't. But also, I'm fully aware that I have different priorities in life. There are some people where friendships are like the core thing. I feel like everybody has, if we had like a circle and we had all these things in the circle of everything that, you know, means something to us in this life, whether it's going out and traveling, or whether it's family time, friendship time, career, hobbies, exploring new places, self-care, whatever. Everybody has their inner circle, right? So pick 3 things that are the most important that you need to make time for every single day. Career is probably my biggest one, and so is self-care. Friendship is always gonna be a little bit outside of that circle for me. I love it and it's so important to me, but I've just never been that person. I've seen so much content online where people are like, you know, when you're at work all day or when you've been having a really stressful week, but it's fine because you know you have a friendship meetup at the end of the week. Love that for them. I know so many people who are like that, where their friendships truly drive everything in their life. I've just never been that person. Like even in university, I prefer to live alone than live with a group of people, because I'd rather see them when I want to see them, like when it's a scheduled time for a catch up. So when it comes to long distance friendships, I'm exactly the same, where it's like, hey, are you in London? You tell me, we are 100% going for lunch. I'm gonna make the time and then we are gonna catch up. I'm not a big FaceTimer and I'm just not a big texter. Same goes for my family. I see them every 3 months. You can disagree, you can agree. That is honestly just how my life works, and that's just how I like to live it. And I feel like everything that's really important to me, I kind of have all my ducks in a row. What do you love about your boyfriend? I feel like you don't talk about him a lot. Okay, when I did this Q&A, the amount of questions I had where it's like, are you still with Boyf? We don't see him anymore. Why don't you show Boyf anymore? Or like, why do you call him Boyf? Why don't you say his name? I've only said it a few times, but basically I say Boyf because I don't want to say his name, and I don't show him because he's a private person. But also I kind of love the fact that our relationship is private as well. I'm somebody who doesn't really mind. I'm like, if you want to be on camera, you can be on camera. I don't really care. But also it's kind of been nice to keep that area of my life just for us. I've just said, listen, I know we're living together. Do you want to be on camera? Because I can fully make sure that you're not in it. And that's just like how he likes to roll. He's not on social media. He's just not that kind of person. It's not what he's into. So I have to respect that. And I would love it if you guys could respect that as well. That's why we refer to him as Boyf. That's why I don't show him a lot. And lastly, I especially don't talk about him a lot because this is not about him. This is all about me. It always has been. It's my name, it's my thoughts, it's my mindset, it's my channel, and it's my mission to inspire as many women as I possibly can to try and put out a bunch of relationship content that's about my relationship and about what I'm like as a girlfriend. It feels so far from the message that I'm trying to put out. I'm just not about that life. And also, my relationship is not the #1 thing in my life that, you know, makes up my entire world. If I wasn't in this relationship, I would have so many other things to go back to, and I have so many different things that fulfill me, and that's the truth of it. Time to go on to the last question, which I think is the perfect ending for this. What's your biggest learning lesson of 2024? I genuinely don't know what I'm gonna say for this one. It's such a huge question, and I feel like I would just have a whole list of things. So I really got to think about just the overall theme of this year and maybe any patterns that I experienced. I think I know what I'm gonna say. My biggest learning lesson of 2024 is that your life can change every single day, and that anything, and I mean anything, is possible. And I think that's why, going back to the beginning of this vlog, even when I'm struggling and stuff, I feel very optimistic and very confident and happy every single day, because I'm like, who knows what the day is gonna bring, you know? It's so fun. And any single time I have a thought or I imagine myself or visualize myself doing something, I just think that's probably gonna be my reality, and that's probably what's gonna happen. I think I'm so confident now in the fact that any dream I have, I know I can make it happen. That's my biggest learning lesson. There's no need to worry, there's no need to stress, there's no reason to doubt yourself or think that you're not capable, or think that things aren't realistic. Oh my God, I hate that. Anything you want, you can have. Life is here to help you get there, as long as you do the work on yourself and on your mindset to make sure that you are in the right headspace to manifest that for yourself. You will get there. If you want to be happy, you can be happy. If you want to be successful, you can do that. If you want to travel the world, like literally anything. That's my biggest learning lesson. And on that note, that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A vlog. I loved it, just being cozy here with you guys and chatting away. If you like this video, if anything I said resonated with you, comment it down below, because like I said, I love reading the comments over here, and I'll definitely be responding to loads of your comments. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to follow me on Instagram to catch up with the next time that you guys can send me questions for a Q&A like this. And I will see you same time next week on Sunday for a brand new vlog. Oh my God, next Sunday, you are gonna be able to watch the New York City vlog. So stay tuned. Okay, I appreciate you. Bye.